Powerboat P1 is in Turkey for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2009 World Championship. Istanbul boasts being the only city in the world that sits on 2 continents. On one side it's Europe and on the other it's Asia, split down the middle by the Bosphorus Strait. Although no longer Turkey's capital, Istanbul is the country's most populated city, which provides a stunning backdrop for these awesome powerboats.
The classes were combined at round 1 in Malta. In the Supersport class, the battle for the lead was close between Seagull Shaldron and Bayer Atalini. With very calm seas, all the teams had to be careful not to break the 85-mile-an-hour speed limit. Eco Casa were in 3rd place with Team 26 slowly catching up with them, then passing. Seagull Shaldron went tight into a turn, made up ground on Bayer Atalini, then the 2 boats came together touching, but were able to continue. Bayer Atalini took the checkered flag, but received penalties for overspeeding and dropped to 4th, with Team 26 the winners. Round 2 and Seagull Shaldron this time were ahead after the start, but slowly caught by Team 26, who took the checkered flag. But for this time, they were penalised for overspeeding, and the victory went to Seagull Shaldron.
We knew something can happen, so we are waiting for the results, and now we are quite happy.
In the Supersport class, reigning champions Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chanta lead the championship after the Maltese Grand Prix of the Sea from Bayer Atalini and Team 26 in Ico Casa.
Istanbul has been chosen as the European Capital of Culture for 2010, and it's clear to see why. The fusion of East meets West created a cultural and ethnic melting pot. It's now gaining a reputation as being a party city, but the traditional is still very much in evidence. That's all about to change though as the powerboats hit town.
Well, you're seeing history right now, right? In over 700 years, they've never had to close the Bosphorus. This is the first time, outside, of course, the World War.
Bayer Atalini are ready to go in Turkey, having had a little work to do after that collision in Malta.
You know, we just repaired the accident that we have had with Angelo Tedeschi, man. We don't change anything.
So you're quite confident that you've got the race-winning boat this weekend?
I hope so, always, always.
Team 26 were delighted with their new boat and have now secured a sponsor, so the boat name has been changed to Team SW1 Capital.
We returned from Malta back to UK, found our new title sponsor for this year and for next season. Our sponsor Simon is coming out tomorrow to see us race over the weekend, and we're extremely happy to move forward with this company.
The Bosphorus has a strong downstream current, and the Supersports will have to be careful not to overspeed.
Yes, of course, because going down there's a lot of help, so the speed will be very high and we will have to reduce a lot the throttle.
Power pole was run on Friday afternoon, and each boat had 2 time runs over the course to see who could go fastest, and they can then decide where they want to be in the starting lineup. After the first run over the course, it was Bayer Atalini that were fastest, but they were slower on the second run and Team SW1 Capital quicker. So when both lap times were combined, it was the British team that won the Supersport Power Pole.
It's exactly what we set out to do. We expected that we was going to achieve it. We've done exactly that, so just looking forward to the race tomorrow.
Very little in the final times, but just enough for Team SW1 Capital to be faster, with Bayer Atalini second quickest. Then a surprise with the big Sergio third and Ico Casa 4th. Time to go racing for the first time in Turkey as the drivers get themselves settled into the boats and ready to follow the start boat out onto the course. The sea is quite smooth, not what most of the drivers were hoping for, with some of the boats better suited to rougher conditions. And the calmer the sea, the more difficult it is to stick to the class speed limit. The course is 4.42 nautical miles, and the Supersport boats will cover a start lap plus 8 more laps. So it's time now to join your commentator, Martin Sanborn.
Thank you, Chris. The boats are lining up for their start as they get ready for race number 1 here in Istanbul, Turkey. They are under the yellow flag, getting ready to go green. And we have a green flag. We are underway. Race number 1, the sprint race for Supersport here in Istanbul, Turkey. They are all now heading towards the first suspension bridge. They are required to maintain their lane positions.
Hemelaer, good start.
And that was on board SW1 Capital with Cramport and Collins as we look at Seagull Shadran. These are the defending world champions. All the boats making their way to the bridge, coming hard from the outside. SW1 Capital, they took the power pole. They were the fastest boat of the day in qualifying. But look at Seagull Shadran, the Ilmor-powered Shadran of the defending world champions, the Spirit of Ukraine, as they pull ahead of Moss Force. Once they clear the suspension bridge and the left-hand turn, they can completely pick the lanes they want and continue racing towards the start-finish line. Seagull Shadran just clears the bridge. They are now side by side. SW1 Capital has come all the way across the course. They are on the inside. Seagull Shadran on the outside. What a great view from SW1 Capital. Seagull Shadran just pulls ahead. As they head towards the start-finish line, they are side by side. The Ilmor-powered Seagull Shadran has them by a nose as they cross the start-finish line. SW1 Capital is going to be on the inside for the big sweeping right-hand turn at the north end of the race course. SW1 Capital takes the inside lane. Seagull Shadran goes wide to the outside, followed by Eco Casa, then Big Sergio, Baia Atolini, and Moss Force. Oh, Big Sergio hits a bump as they go across the wake. He lets off the gas, pushes him way out to the outside. You see him chopping the throttles, trying to keep the boat on track. The boat's all heading now towards the south. They have all cleared the turn and way out front SW Capital. They just did not let off the throttles at all, and they maintain a large margin over this boat, the Spirit of Ukraine, the defending world champions in Supersport. Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chantar as they cross under the bridge towards the south end of the race course. This is the view as they try to run down SW1 Capital. Running in third place, Eco Casa with Adrian Chantar and Shelley Jory. SW1 Capital has clean water as they make their way around the south end of the race course, followed by Spirit of Ukraine, Seagull Shadran, and then Eco Casa. Seagull Shadran is holding their line right on the outside of the wake. SW1 Capital, beautiful turn. Again, pulling through the turns at wide open throttle, followed by Seagull Shadran and Eco Casa. We have a side-by-side battle with Big Sergio and Moss Force. Big Sergio has the inside lane. Moss Force goes way wide. That's going to allow Big Sergio to take the shorter distance around the race course, but Moss Force carries all the speed. They now get ahead of Big Sergio. Just off to the right side of Big Sergio, that's Baia Atolini as they drive by on the inside. This is the view on board Baia Atolini as we go back to our battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th position. Baia Atolini has driven past Moss Force and Big Sergio. They now move into 4th place. Back on board with our leaders, SW1 Capitals. They're being pursued by Seagull Shadran. What a great turn by Aaron Chantar. You see, he just barely nipped the buoy as he goes by. He swings wide to the outside, trying to catch SW1 Capital. Eco Casa in 3rd position right now, watching the leaders battle. SW1 Capital, Sterling Power Donzi running flawlessly out in front. In 2nd position, the Spirit of Ukraine, Seagull Shadran, followed by Eco Casa and then Baia Atolini in 4th position. Next across, Moss Force has gotten ahead of Big Sergio. That's onboard Blue Shaft. That is the diesel-powered Al entry. Baia Atolini is now being chased down by Moss Force that has gotten ahead of Big Sergio. SW1 Capital is your leader, the Sterling Power Donzi. They set the power pole on Friday as we go on board with Seagull Shadran. SW1 Capital has a problem. They come off plane and Seagull Shadran takes the lead. That's on board with SW1 Capital. They've had a problem. SW1 Capital well out in the lead. Now they are off plane and out of the race. The new leader, Seagull Chaudron, Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chantar, they now have the clean water, but they are being chased by the sister boat. This is the boat that won last year's championship, Eco Casa. Adrienne Chantar, she is Aaron's sister in the boat with Shelley Jory currently running in second position. Ilmore-powered Chaudron being chased by Mercury-powered Chaudron. Eco Casa in second position. SW1 Capital retired for the day with a broken drive shaft. Here comes Big Sergio from Alanal Racing, currently running in fifth position. As we go back to our battle for the lead, Seagull Chaudron, the Ilmore-powered Spirit of Ukraine in the lead. Second place, Eco Casa. Shelley goes just to the outside of the wake and then comes back across as we go back on board with Blue Shaft. Blue Shaft is the only diesel-powered boat in the fleet as we go to fourth place, Baia Attolini, with Stefano Acanfora, Renato Guidi, and Roy Capasso. Second place, Eco Casa, as they try to chase down the Spirit of Ukraine, Seagull Chaudron. But Angelo Tedeschi and Aaron Chantar, well out in the lead. They've opened up a little bit more of a margin on this last lap as they come towards the start-finish line. The checkered flag is out, and Seagull Chaudron is going to be the first one across the line. Ilmore-powered Angelo Tedeschi, Aaron Chantar, they take the checkered flag. And the next boat across, Eco Casa with Adrienne Chantar and Shelley Jory.
But unfortunately, the result was changed due to an overspeed penalty for Seagull Chaudron, who then dropped to fourth, and the win being awarded to Eco Casa. And that win for Eco Casa makes Powerboat history as Shelley Jory and Adrienne Chantar become the first all-female team to win in the P1 World Championship. The first race and the first podium of the weekend, which suggests that the form book in the Supersport class is in no way written, and it's set to be a string of surprises.
I loved Istanbul before I got here, and now it's my favourite city. And to do it with Adrienne on our second Grand Prix together is just fantastic.
I'm very happy that Chaudron it's always first on the podium. For me, I told Shelley, it's like a dream, you know? I don't want to believe it because it was like unexpected.
A tremendous opening race, and there's still a lot more to come. Join us after the break for the Evolution Power Pole from Istanbul in Turkey. Welcome back to Istanbul for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2009 Powerboat P1 Championship. The Bosphorus Strait is where it's all happening this weekend. At around 30 kilometres long, it's an important international shipping lane, particularly for the Russian oil industry.
It was a perfect start to the first Evolution race of the year in Malta, with Lucas Oil Budweiser taking the initial lead. Cigarette Smash Poker kept the pressure on Lucas Oil Budweiser and then took the lead with Snav OSG in third place. Cigarette Smash Poker was exceptionally fast over the smooth water, keeping the Evolution class lead all the way. Snav OSG had a spin from third place but was able to continue. Unstoppable Cigarette Smash Poker took the first win of the year with a 42-second lead. Round 2 and Cigarette Smash Poker again made a good start to lead it, but it was short-lived as they retired after a spin-out. Lucas Oil Budweiser took the lead from Snav OSG. Silverline, the former Supersport boat, was looking reliable but down on speed. Snav OSG then caught up and passed Lucas Oil Budweiser, who seemed to have slowed their pace. Snav OSG then spun again as they did the previous day. No damage and they continued in the lead, but there was disappointment now for Lucas Oil Budweiser, who developed a problem. After that, it was a clean run to the finish line for Snav OSG, who also won the Maltese Grand Prix of the Sea overall.
At the end, after one spin out, after two times so near to get the first place, we try another time and we are to be able to do.
Hannes Bohink left Malta leading the points with Giancarlo Cangiano from Lucas Oil Budweiser and Silverline in second and third places. Metamarine Pignolo 53 arrive in Istanbul after the incident in Malta. It's taken a big effort to repair the damage, but Marco Panesi and Max Ferrari are back fit and ready to go.
Yes, many work, 20 people, 1 miles, 10 day, 10 night for the work. Now it's everything okay.
In Snav OSG, Giovanni Carpitala returns to race to fill in for Giancarlo Cangiano, who's missing the event in Turkey for the very best of reasons.
Yeah, Giancarlo is his father from 3 days. So before 1 month, 2 months ago, we already decided for this race Giancarlo is not on the boat. I'm on the boat with Hannes, and I'm very happy for this. We try all the best today.
After winning the opening race, Cigarette Smash Poker were disappointed to retire from the second, but they've been making further improvements to the Cigarette.
We did something different with propellers and with the tops. So we should be more faster than before.
Frank Hemelaer and Pierre Colpin joined the lineup for the rest of the season, having pulled out all the stops to be here with their new fountain.
We did a lot of work. First of all, the boat arrived a little bit late. After it, we had to put the engines in it. It took a lot of work, testing propellers, engines, and at the moment we are almost ready.
When the Evolution boats ran over the power pole course, several of them were running around the 110-mile-an-hour mark. The calm waters were no challenge at all for the Evolutions, and high speeds were achieved despite running against the strong current that flows here. Getting the fastest speed overall after both runs in power pole was Lucas Oil Outer Limits. Of course, delight for the American team, but also a surprise.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that. Out there testing today, I didn't think it would turn out that way, but I guess the boat ran better compared to everybody else. I guess everyone suffered from the same harsh conditions.
Cigarette Smash Poker were again very quick, but just defeated by Lucas Oil Outer Limits. Snav OSG third from the new boat to P1, Furnibo. The Evolution boats are now ready to go. No speed limits for this class, so we should see them consistently in excess of 100 miles an hour. And the Evolutions will be using the same course as the Supersports boat did, but there's one extra lap for them this time. Martin Sanborn has his eyes on the start line.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome to the sprint race for the Evolution class. And we have a problem right off the bat with Pignolo 53 Metamarine. Marco Panesi taking off his helmet. They have a problem, and they are not going to make the start here for the sprint race in Istanbul. The rest of the fleet is up on plane. As they make their way towards the bridge, we have a green flag and we are underway here for the Evolution Sprint Race. Once again, the boats are required to maintain their lane positions until they get to the bridge. They can't squeeze or push anybody. We're now on board Cigarette Smash Poker, and it looks like Lucas Oil has drifted over and is taking away the line of Cigarette Smash Poker. Cigarette Smash Poker has to slow down as Furnibo, Lucas Oil, and Silverline head towards the bridge, but look at Furnibo and Lucas Oil side by side. Lucas Oil with Joe Scrow and Mike Fiore. Furnibo, the brand new fountain entry. This is their first race of the season in Evolution with Pierre Colpin and Frank Hemelaer. But running to the extreme outside and moving ahead of the fleet, Snav OSG, with Giovanni Carpatella substituting for Giancarlo Cangiano, who is a new father and not able to make the race this weekend. Snav